Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. And before I get into today's deck, I'd like to do my little, Thanksgiving tradition. And what that is I want to tell you guys what I'm thankful for. And this last year has been pretty darn good. And again, I'll probably recap this again right around New Year's and stuff. Um, but if we're being honest, we're getting real close to like 2,000 subs. That's really exciting. Um, I met a lot of nice, cool duelists. So many more of you just speaking up in the comments section. That always brightens up my day. Me and the wife, we moved. We got ourselves a nice place. It's got its own studio for us. That's really awesome. Got a great job. Got a good day job. And I'm still able to keep up with it's actually been sort of like daily uploads still. So that's really cool. I really enjoy that. So I'm thankful for everybody that I currently have in my life right now. And that extends to all of you viewers as well. You guys really do brighten up my day every day. And thank you. Thank you a lot. That said, enough mushy. Let's serious up. And let's talk about today's deck. So every year I try to do like a big bird because, turkeys are sort of like synonymous anymore with Thanksgiving. So I did see that in Battle of Chaos, we were given a new Simorgh monster card. And again, I've got to play a little bit different because the Bird of Sovereignty, I want to say it was a Link 3, is actually on the ban list right now. So Big Bird is in jail, and we got a bunch of the other birds. So let's get you guys a deck profile, shall we? So first up, I'm going to be using 2 copies of Simorgh, the Bird of Beginning. Now this little cute, adorable thing has a couple of different effects. When this is normal summon, you may activate this effect. During the main phase this turn, you may normal summon 1 Simorgh monster in addition to your normal summoner set, gaining this effect only once per turn. If this card is in your graveyard and your opponent controls no cards in their spell trap zone, you may special summon this card back in defense mode. Banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you may not special summon for the rest of the turn except winged beast monsters. You can use each effective bird of beginning once per turn. And again, we're not going to be running any of our Earthbound Immortals. That said, you guys could totally put Wirikuka or Osla Pisu in here and continue on the whole winged beast theme. It might not be a total mistake the Black Wings were yesterday. Next up, we're going to be using 3 copies, the Bird of Bringing. And this is going to be our level 2 bird. When this one is normal summoned, you may add 1 Simorgh card from your deck to the hand, except with a different name. If this card is in the graveyard and your opponent controls no cards in the spell trap zone, guess what? You can special summon this guy in defense mode and banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except, you guessed it, winged beast monsters. Each of these effects is once per turn. Next up, we're going to have 2 copies of the Bird of Calamity. And again, this is going to be our 3-star birdie. When this one is normal summoned, you can send 1 Simorgh from your deck to the graveyard with a different name. If this one is in your graveyard, your opponent controls no cards in the spell trap zone. You guessed it. Play it back in defense, banishing it when it leaves the field. And you can only special summon winged beasts for the remainder of that turn. Now, the new bird is going to be a level 4 bird. So let's go ahead and get this one. Get a really good look at it. This one is the Bird of Perfection. While face up on the field, this is also wind attribute. So again, this is really cool. This is going to be dark and wind. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During the main phase, if you normal or special summon a winged beast, monster, or monsters, you may reveal this from your hand. Immediately after the effect resolves, normal summon a Simorgh monster. If this is normal summoned, you can send 1 Simorgh from your deck to the graveyard. Add 1 Simorgh spell trap from the deck to your hand. So again, this one's kind of awesome. And this is the newest one. This was out of Battle of Chaos. So again, we do want to play it. We do want to run the full play set. Get the full flight of birds at 3. And let's see if we get that to focus. There we go. That is one thing I do not like about this camera. The focus sometimes gets weird. We are going to run a single copy of the other bird. We're going to run the Bird of Protection at 1. When this one is normal summon, target a card in the opponent's spell trap zone, return it to hand. Again, we're not seeing a whole lot of spell traps that actually stay up. You might side these because, again, the new crystal, the advanced crystal beasts might be seeing some play at your locals due to the new Battle of Legends, but hey, whichever. If this is in the graveyard, guess what? If your opponent controls no spell traps, you can special summon this back in defense, banishing it when it leaves the field, and again, locking yourself into winged beasts for that turn. Getting into the bigger ones, we get some 8 stars. We are going to be playing 2 copies, Lord of the Storm. Lord of the Storm, the opponent cannot target this tribute summoned card with spell trap cards or the effects. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. First effect, when a spell trap or effect is activated, quick effect, tribute a winged beast, target one card the opponent controls, shuffle it back into their deck. And 2, when a winged beast you control is destroyed by battle while this is in the graveyard, you may add this card back to your hand. So again, really good, really good. And then, of course, 2 copies of the Simorgh of Darkness. While this is face up on the field, this one is also considered to be a wind attribute. You can only use each of the effects once per turn. You contribute a dark or a wind to special summon this from the graveyard. If if it was there when the monster was tribute summoned, or from the hand if it wasn't. When a spell trap or effect is activated, quick effect, tribute 1 winged beast, negate and destroy that card. So again, a little bit better. We do run one of the classic Dark Simorghs. Again, this guy's going to be like a level 7. While face up on the field, this is also considered to be wind. You can banish a dark and a wind from your graveyard, special summon this from the hand. Again, optional. It's not how you play it. It's not exactly like a chaos card. You can banish 1 dark and 1 wind from your hand, special summon this from the graveyard. While this is on the field, your opponent cannot set any cards on the field. So no defense, no traps except impermanence, and only if they do not control any cards. So that's pretty cool. As some of the tech stuff, we are going to be using 1 copy Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. Again, we do run, it is kind of like jumping the shark on this one. We're going to be running a Swallow's Nest in here because this is another great way to play this card. Normally, you play the Bird of Sovereignty in order to board this. Next, we are going to play a Mist Valley Apex Avian, also a level 7. This comes in handy too. Once per chain, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, target 1 Mist Valley card you control, this one. Return that target to the hand, this one. If you do, negate the activation and destroy. So it's actually really easy to do. And again, because of the way that our Swallow Nest works, these 2 cards, as well as this plus any of the 4-star monster cards, are hot swappable. So that's awesome. Since we do have the Barrier Statue in here, we do want to run Kaiju. We are going to have to use G'Darla, the Mystery Dust Kaiju, aka Mothra. And I'm not going to go through that whole thing because, again, we do not use any of the other Kaiju effects. It's all about putting a 2,700 point card on their side of the field. And again, generally, like that's 27, that's 29, he's 29. You should be able to get over the darn thing pretty easily. We do run 1 hand trap. The hand trap we're going to choose is we're going to run 3 Ash Blossom again. It just has the most uses. Guys, run whichever hand trap you guys want. If you guys would rather have Infinite Impermanence in a deck, swap these out. That's totally 100% okay. But considering you just got these again in the Crystal Beast structure deck, it's not really a budget issue anymore. So maybe just play them, okay? Real quick, snapshot or pause plus notes. This is the monsters. I'm going to be back with some spell traps. First one that we're going to lead off with is Called by the Grave. Again, this one's a little more combo-ish, so we kind of need to make sure that our opponent doesn't ash us. So kind of add this. We will be using 3 copies of the field spell this time. I think I ran this at 2 last time. This is Elbor's The Sacred Lands of Simorgh. All winged beasts on the field currently gain 300 attack and defense. So everybody is up 300. So even those 2,700 point winged beasts like our Apex Avian are actually going to hit at 3k. And this is not going to raise G'Darla's because he's an insect. So yes, it's better than playing Gamma CL in this instance, only because we may need to be able to get that out there while the barrier statue is active. And again, we would not be able to try to special summon the Gamma CL in that instance because he's not a wind attribute. We do have 2 effects here. You can use each of these once per turn. First effect, reveal a level 5 or higher winged beast from hand. If due, normal summon a winged beast monster for 1 less tribute. Awesome. And if you control a winged beast monster, you may immediately after this card effect resolves, normal summon a winged beast. So just real quick, you can get the extra summon and then summon the card that you revealed. Pretty cool. We are going to use Harpy's Feather Duster. I decided to change the art for today's video. No, I don't have the Magnificent Maidens copy. Instead, mine are battle packs. So they're just as cool. Real quick, we're going to be running 2 pots of Extravagance. I didn't want a third one this time because, again, I'm just still sort of playtesting this. 2 seems to work out well. Plus, I do have some 1-ups in my extra deck. So this kind of hedges my bets against actually messing with it. And I probably will summon about 3 times out of the extra deck. So this is just sort of like a concession to that. We're going to use 1 copy of Geki. We are going to use 2 copies of the Simorgh Onslaught. So to use this, you discard a winged beast, add 2 Simorghs with different attributes from deck to hand, banish this card from the graveyard, reveal a winged beast in your hand. If you do, reduce the level of all monsters in the hand with that name by 1 for the remainder of the turn, even after this is summoned. And again, you got to remember, like, you do this, and then you use the Elbors, and you can almost get it as a normal summon. We do run a single copy of Repulsion. Discard 1 winged beast, return all cards from the opponent's spell trap zone to the hand. Again, run 1 off because sometimes you want to see this effect happen. You can banish this in the graveyard, reveal a winged beast from your hand, reduce the level of all all monsters in your hand with that name by 1. And again, since we can lower the level by 2, we can bring it down to 6, and then we can do it on 1 less tribute. So you can normal summon like once one of the 2 8-star Lord of the Storms or Simorgh of Darkness. And again, the 1 copy of Swallow's Nest. Yes, you're going to notice it is in a blue sleeve. Why? Because this belongs to my common charity selection of cards. The way that this works, tribute a face-up winged beast monster, special summon 1 with the same level as the tributed monster had on the field. So if you wanted to do, like I said, you could get the Mystic Valley even Apex Avian out of your deck off of the Dark Simorgh, or you could use any of the 4 stars that we had to get into our barrier statue to really, lay into a lockdown to stop some special summoning. And again, at that point, we're not going to be using a lot of our extra deck. So then the pots of Extravagance, again, they kind of make sense. Going into the traps, this was kind of fun. And this is something I'm just playing around with. I do have 2 options for you guys. So let's see what you like. The first is the non-negotiable portion. I am playing 3 copies of the Harpy's Feather Storm. Now, again, I love this trap anytime I can play anything that's a winged beast. If you control a wind attribute, winged beast type monster card, until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects the opponent activates. Again, we're not going to play Harpies in this deck, so forget the rest of the text. It's all you needed to know, that 1 sentence. And do you understand that a lot of the time that's enough to make a player pass their turn? Summon, cool, Featherstorm, you can't activate the effects for that or the rest of the turn. You're welcome. Oh, okay. And then here's the option. I got 2 more traps. You could use Infinite Impermanence or Solemn Strikes here, but I wanted to be playtesting Trap Trick here. Now, Trap Trick, banish a normal trap from your deck except the same name. Set 1 that had the same name as the card that you just banished, and that card can be activated this turn. You can only activate 1 trap card for the remainder of this turn. After this card resolves, you can only activate 1 copy of this per turn. So again, we do Trap Trick to show, but we'll banish 1, set 1. Again, it does a little bit of thinning for the deck. But again, maybe 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence, or 2 copies of Solemn Strike, or 2 copies of a card that you guys would rather see in this deck. could work better off here. This is just me kind of goofing around, trying something a little different, seeing if we could get like some new creativity flowing. But this is the rest of the deck. Now, if you guys give us a second, make your notes and or take a screenshot of the thing. I'll get my hands out of the way for you real quick, and I'll be back with the extra deck. So, un momento, por favor. All right, now that we covered all that, let's get the extra deck and let's sort of kind of explain some of it. But not really, because I want you guys to get out of here on time. First up, BLS Soldier of Chaos. Again, we do run a lot of 7 or higher monsters, so you can get all of those additional effects. We are able to generate a bigger board real quick, so Boral's Sword makes sense. And then there's a lot of cards I put as 2-ofs in order to ensure that we'll get them. So like 2 IP Masquerena, 2 of the Cerberus, 2 of the Phoenix, only 1 of the Unicorn, because I didn't want to cut anything else out of the deck. We got 2 Link Karibos. Again, guys, we do play some level 1s. 2 Relinquished Animas, if I could get them to stop bunching. Again, I love this card. And then 2 copies Win the Wind Charmer Verdant. And this is really the one I want to talk about real quick. So since any 2 monster cards, one has to be a wind attribute. This would always be considered a familiar possessed, just in case you guys are still playing the familiars, or the, as we called them, the charmers. You can target 1 wind monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to the zone this card points to. Unlikely. If this link summoned card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while it's in its owner's battles or monster zone, you can add 1 wind monster with 1500 or less defense from the deck to your hand. So 1500 or less defense wind. Let's go back through the deck and see where our targets are. We almost got to put our kaiju back, but this will allow you to recycle your storm statue. From the deck, so no, I guess that's not a recycle, but it would let you gather it quicker. This guy's only wind on the field. Not that guy. We'd be able to get our Bird of Protection. This guy would not count since he's not wind in the deck. Calamity would be fine. Bringing would be fine. And Beginning would be fine. So again, it does allow us a slight bit of tech. Guys, you can also take these out if you don't feel them. Also, if you maybe think that this is a little too heavy-handed, we could take out 1 each. You could bump this one to 3. You could add another Nightmare. Unicorn. You guys could do whatever you want with this. This is a really good base. Hope that you guys play around with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Do me a favor. I'm not going to ask you to do any of the things. I want you guys to have a great Thanksgiving if you guys are in a country that celebrates. Or maybe just go have like a, I don't know, make a little pseudo Thanksgiving. Have yourself a little feast. But for me, please, down in the comments section, why don't you guys tell me what you guys are thankful for this year? I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can be thankful that, cheese-covered broccoli is a thing. I mean, that's fine. You guys could be thankful that we all share this, channel and this passion for a card game, or doesn't matter. I want to look forward to seeing what you guys are thankful for. And I really do hope that you guys take some time today, spend it with your family, enjoy the day, do something for yourself. You guys are worth it. I hope that you guys all find some happiness today. And hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Celestial should be presenting her deck. And her Earthbound Immortal is Wiracocha Raska. So kind of intentionally, we blocked Thanksgiving off with Bird deck before, during, and after. So guys, have a great day. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Hope that I'll see you guys again come the weekend, all right? See you later, my friends. Peace.